So we got to go ahead and get into this whole Lala Baptiste story, where she was talking about the time that she did go on a trip with DDG. Now, I kind of touched on this briefly when I talked about the whole court docs between him and Halle Bailey, but I didn't really go over the whole clip entirely.
Context behind these accusations in general is stemming from a group trip that our whole friend group went on, right? Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly, started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know, like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever. Halle saw that I was there, saw that I was on this trip with him, and of course, she had every right to like jump to conclusions at that point, because I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm a girl, I know how it is. I've been in relationships. I'ma feel away if someone I'm dealing with, even if we're on and off, like if that's the person I'm dealing with and they go somewhere and whatever. And girls, you know, when you're in love and you're going through emotions, you feel things, and that's really all that was. Like, but anyways, at the time of this trip that we were all on as a friend group, Halle did reach out to me, and we had a private conversation. Again, I'm not going to disclose details because that's between me and her, and out of respect for what's going on and for their privacy, it's not my place to disclose that information. But me and her had our own conversation, and at the time, like, when she reached out to me, I completely understood why, because I've been in those shoes. Like, I've dated someone and had assumptions of who they're around and whatever the case, and it doesn't help that this is something people already just thought, you know? Like, I know I don't have to explain myself, but my character is being tested, and I feel like, you know, like, it's genuinely possible to actually have a platonic friendship with a guy. Like, it's possible, but like I said, I've been on the other end where that was hard for me to believe, and I get it. Like, she is not wrong and was not wrong for feeling how she felt and for making assumptions, because I have been in that position, like 100%. But again, like I said, me and her at this time, which was so long ago, have already had conversations and have been cool since then. So,
see, this is one of the things I can understand both sides of it. I could see a point where two people could be friends, that's a man and woman, and, you know, nothing be going on. But at the same time, if y'all both in committed relationships, I don't even know what her relationship status is, but if you're in a relationship with Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid, why are you going on a friends trip with another woman that isn't your girl? She your homegirl, but is not your girl. And furthermore, why would Lala agree to even go on the trip if you would understand where Halle would come from? You could have avoided that whole conversation, or awkward conversation if it was at all, if you just had not went, just out of respect for Halle or even for DDG. Not to go out of respect for her. Because no matter what, somebody could be thinking something happened. You could tell them a million times over nothing happened. They gonna always be telling themselves that something happened. Like, fellas, if we gonna keep it a bean, you wouldn't let your girl go out with another guy out of town, because you would think no matter what, something happened. And you can even ask DDG, would he have let Halle go out of town with another dude that was her friend? And I know some people in the comments gonna be saying, oh, it's different because it's a man and a woman. No, it's literally the same thing. Same outcome. People think and act the same. Because if you're in a relationship, period, you shouldn't be going out of town with your homegirl on a trip. I'm sorry. Like, that is highly inappropriate. Especially if, like, let's say y'all sharing the same room. Oh, hell no. Wrap that up. We're gonna have to split the room with a chainsaw or some shit, because ain't no way. Split it in half with the chainsaw and make a big old board to separate us, because there ain't no way this gonna work. And sure, have there been times where people think, oh, somebody's hunching and they just mad cool? Absolutely. But I think there's a time and place for two friends like that to go on a trip together. If both y'all single, have at it. Have the time of your life. Y'all both single, it ain't gonna matter. But if y'all got somebody at home, I'm telling you, no matter what, just don't do it. Like, the only time y'all ought to be going out of town together is if it's on business. If both y'all do a podcast together, if both y'all going to stream university together, if both y'all going to a streamer show or whatever the case may be, that's the only time it would be deemed acceptable. But if y'all just going out of town to Miami or y'all getting a hotel together, no, absolutely not. Because even when you look at the conversation right now, people still think that they both hunched, no matter what. So imagine what Halle thinks. Yes, she's probably thinking, yeah, they hunched. Now, granted, it does disprove the whole thing to what Halle was saying, that something happened. So we got to take her word for it, considering that this is a legal case. Now, granted, I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know if it's going to get stretched out to the courtroom or not. But if it does, best believe they might try to subpoena Lala and have her give her own testimony about the trip that kind of led to her sending all them crazy text messages that were revealed in court. So it kind of makes you wonder. I don't know if it'll ever go that far, but still, all in all, there's nothing wrong with guys and girls being friends. There's absolutely positively nothing wrong with that. And people who may think, well, oh, she throwing it on me, I might as well hit. You're just a loser who cannot just say no. You can't say no to drugs. You can't say no to alcohol. You can't say no to all these other things. If you can say no to one of those things, if you can say no to freaking alcohol and drugs, then you can't say no to some pussy just because she's throwing it on you. You got to understand what you got back at home, King. And you got to understand, is that mistake worth dealing with the consequences down the road? You know how they say, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time. If you don't want to deal with the consequences of cheating, then keep your dick in your pants. At a certain age, you just get past all that shit. The only dudes who fall for that are dudes that never really had it like that when they were in high school or even in their 20s, assuming they didn't go to college. And when you get to that point, it just does not satisfy you, because you didn't live your life outside of the internet. Just look at it and think of it like an all-you-can-eat buffet. At a certain point, you're going to get full. Like, after you eat the third plate and you go up get some desserts, come back, you're going to be ready to take a nap. But like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to hang my hat right here, kick my feet up, and be chilling. That's pretty much how it is when it comes to women. You be having an all-you-can-eat buffet at your disposal, and to the point eventually you get full and satisfied. You don't feel like you want to go out of your way to do anything like that no more. It don't please you. It don't do anything for you. It doesn't add to your life in any way, shape, or form, because it's just a temporary high. Now, if you're single, hey, have at it. If you're in a relationship, it's best to just not even do it, because at a certain point, you're not going to deal with the bullshit that comes with it. You just not. Like, I don't care what nobody says. If you get to a certain age, you're going to be looking in the mirror and be like, man, I don't want to be out here cheating no more, because I don't want to have to deal with her screaming and yelling. You just want to avoid the shit and it'd be better just to break up. Only time you shouldn't do it is if you either in a relationship or you single, but the girl in question has called you her big bro, or she looked at you like a brother or whatever. You hit her with but we friends though, and just keep it pushing. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.